Greetings, my friends. I'm Andrea, astrologer, and welcome to this update for the week of March 3rd, March 9th for Bitcoin in general and the global astrology. Of course, this is the focus. And stay tuned until the end because I will reveal an important day that would be in detail described for the general audience, also for Bitcoin. Otherwise, we go with members into details of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and altcoins, and not at last the gold and silver index XAU, which is quite popular in these unstable and unsecure times where people really go into gold. So we have this climate of the week starting with the influences of the conjunctions which were exact on the 2nd of March, and we do have also the Venus retrograde, which will slow down some things for the first 1 or 2 days, the working days of the week, and it will gain slowly some speed. So this means that we will have again a focus and revision on Venus matters, because when Venus is retrograde, it's closer to Earth, so it's really putting a focus, the cryptocurrency and currencies in general in the limelight. And it is a very powerful and bright Venus in the sky, and we had also this planetary alignment with 7 visible planets, which is very rare, and it is this powerful energy that will continue during the week. But what happens in the global astrology? So first of all, it will be a sideways bearish week, I think, overall, if we look at Bitcoin, but there would be also some days with recovery. Here I will talk about the global astrology, which is half of the picture, and in the whole week we do have 2 important aspects, so that you know, because if they are aligned with Bitcoin, of course they will trigger the movement in the same direction. So the first one is a Mercury sextile Pluto, and Mercury is trading and news, and Pluto is the big money. So it's also regulation, so some regulation or direction from the government. And sextile is a beautiful aspect. It's also called the finger of God. So let's see if we get some interesting news, because we got a lot of money out from the ETFs, and now it could be that another type of movement, rumor, or really good news happens in this week, in the mid of the week, and it could be felt in the beginning of the week as well, I would say, because this will have a span of several days, so take 2 days before, 2 days after. That we will have this influence on March 5th, on Wednesday. I talk about the UTC time zone. The location is London, UK, Europe. So we do have this benevolent energy in the global astrology, but yes, we do have some challenging aspects at Bitcoin level, and the Bitcoin is currently steered by the moon, which is very active, which means that hourly aspects matter, and you see during a day we have big swings when we have volume, of course, or it goes sideways and again with big volume, because this is really influenced by very fast movements. Moon is moving very fast, therefore we don't have much stability. But we do have also Mercury, very important at the moment with Bitcoin, and therefore I emphasize this especially as a very powerful influence from the global astrology. So some type of relief will come, but yes, we do have also negative aspects. I filmed this on the 27th of February after the dump on the 25th, which continued on the 26th with the panic selling, and at the moment we got a few thousand, so 3,000 up approximately, and it is really quite unstable, I would say. It would run into consolidation these days. I think it will take a while and everything is slowed down for the price to really go to the normal price action. But we will get an impulse which will happen later in the week, but again with very heavy volatility for the second part of the week. So here I advise caution for Bitcoin, especially from let's say already Friday or even Thursday onwards, the price action is to be checked, the TA, as time approaches, because this is really a volatile a week that is steered at global astrology level by the trine between Mars and Sun, which, by the way, it's good, but this means that the movement will pick up in the sense that we will have higher volume and it will go up and down, and it will be more down than up, especially in the second part of the week, and I would like to talk about that. So this aspect is exact on March 7th, which is Saturday. So therefore we can feel it before. This is the Sun Mars, which is a positive aspect. So we do have in the global astrology two positive aspects. The problem is, so to speak, Bitcoin, which has some strong negative aspects that I would like to talk about. But in general, when we have confluence between the global astrology and Bitcoin horoscope, we will have the most movement in that direction. At least this would be the astrology based indication, and it matters what kind of volume do we have. And I would like to talk about the day of the 9th of March, which is really very important for Bitcoin. It's a Sunday, so it's possible that we don't see much then, but we could see it on Friday, which I think I would doubt. I would expect it on the next week. And we do have also Mercury slowing down. So it's not stationary yet, but it will slow down as it starts the retrograde movement in the mid of the month on the 15th, and we do have also the energy of the eclipses. So I would like to talk about the 9th of March right now for Bitcoin. Now, bearish days for Bitcoin are actually Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The problem with the weekend is that sometimes we do not have volume, and this is really more often in the last month, as you are used to, with low liquidity globally. That is the current situation right now, and this won't change, I do think, in the next week. Also, there could be some good news, as I mentioned, from the big money. And now we have the 9th of March, which is actually with a very powerful negative aspect, unfortunately, and this is Saturn opposed Saturn. This is actually a aspect that comes also for humans at a certain age, and it is when we do have an opposition between Saturn in the sky and Saturn in the natal chart. Saturn is a very lucky planet for BTC. Also, the aspect is bad, and we should really expect this influence to kick in the last part of the week, especially from Friday onwards, possibly Thursday. But I feel that on Thursday we do have strong positive energy which can counteract it. But anyway, it's on fire and it's quite volatile, because on the same day we have also a Sun conjunct Uranus, and this is really something that triggers high volatility, but also a peak. So we will have a merge of these influences for the 9th of March. So we can see some flash dump, flash pump, so such a scheme is not excluded, and this could happen on the next week actually on Monday and not on Friday. This is what I feel, so I don't have really a logical explanation for that, but I think it will be sort of delayed because we do have Mercury slowing down, and we do have Venus, which is already slowed down because it just turned. And due to this, I would say that we have this delay to the next week. So this is what I do see currently for the week ahead. It will be a mixed week, and it is really a roller coaster in many regards. And I know the sentiment in the market is also rock bottom at the moment, and we will need to see how this will pick up. It depends what kind of price levels we will see in the next days. Thank you so much for your attention, for liking and subscribing. It helps the channel, and if you want more details, you can find them in the description. BTC hour by hour for the next week is available, and we do have also more details on Patreon in the various tiers 1 month ahead. Thank you and see you. My dear Patreon and Telegram subscribers, welcome to this update for the week March 3rd, March 9th. And I would like to talk about Bitcoin, Ethereum, and about altcoins. We changed already the format for altcoins, and this is for the gold and the platinum tiers. I also have another poll running for you so that we can really replace Paul, because you want to replace Polygon. Just to be clear, Paul and Paul, with another blue chip, and I really proposed something because this was suggested by somebody, some member in our community, and this is Ada and XLM. So I'm very grateful for all your votes. The voting is open for all of you because this will be part of the blue chips, and I will include it then with each and every month. So now let's go into Bitcoin. I filmed this on the 27th of February after the dump on the 25th and the continuation of the panic selling on the 26th of February. And I would like to talk now about this week, which will be more sideways. What is really a question mark for me were these powerful conjunctions that take place and they are positive during the weekend. So it depends what kind of volume we have, and also on the 3rd, if the market is in a better mood because market sentiment is really destroyed at the moment, then we could see a nice recovery in the beginning of the week. But we have also mixed influences at Bitcoin level. As you can see from the 3rd to the 9th is the one that is the big event for the whole week, and it will dominate basically the second part of the week. So we can really expect some recovery and relief in the first part of the week until the 5th. The dates, again, I will put the cheat sheet, but for the new ones, the gray ones means neutral. So sometimes nothing happens in the horoscope of Bitcoin, so therefore it's gray, it's neutral. At the day level, we don't have a clear direction. But on the 3rd, we have two positive aspects, as you see. They are low intensity, so it's not much movement, but we do have also a volatility here. We have volatility upwards during the day, and we have also a volatility downwards, and these are really important because they can cause flash pumps and dumps. So it depends here on each leg how it goes. And from the 6th already, we can see from Thursday some problematic influences that are negative on Bitcoin, and this Saturn opposition Saturn, also we do have volatility that is strong and it's positive at day level, and we have also during the day in the global astrology the other fire that you can see. Still we might see a dump, and this will be for the mid of the week. I would say until the 12th it will be quite felt, and I would incline to say that it will happen next week, not so much here, but on Friday and on Thursday we could see some dumps already. So it depends how much it will recover. It is very difficult to speculate on a target. When we have, for example, in a few hours, 3,000 up, how it was now recovery from 82K now to 86, which consolidates right now. And we had also days with 11K difference between the high and the low. So I would refrain from targets. I think that if we get volume in the first part of the week, we will get through the 90K level again, maybe even above, but it depends also on the news that will dominate the next week, because we expect something, especially from regulation or big money, as we see in the global astrology. Now I would like to go into Ethereum. Ethereum, at a glance, you already see that it looks better, because we do have this green influence on the 2nd of March. Of course, for Ethereum, we didn't see much. We could see for a very brief period of time a bit of catch up that was stronger from, the perspective of several hours or maybe one day. So not much and not stable. But the thing is that its own astrology is powerful. This is a long-term aspect on the 2nd of March, and it involves the ascendant. As far as I recall, it is really a important one that would instill a trend in the end. And this is at the beginning of the week when we do have also positive astrology. So it's basically on Sunday, but it will manifest most likely on the 3rd, which is gray and neutral. So this means that on the day we don't have the Ethereum horoscope triggered with something at the day level. And of course, each and every hour something happens, especially because BTC is so volatile and it will be synchronized with BTC. As you see, it's pretty neutral in the second part of the week. So I would say that it will dump together with BTC most likely. And on the 9th, it could dump maybe less or have a faster recovery due to the fact that it has the horoscope triggered here with green. So I would say that because of some news, maybe the news could be related to Ethereum somehow. The news that I talked about in the global astrology with the big money, it could be that it accelerates the recovery for Ethereum. So this is a possible scenario. If not, then it would go really along with BTC. And if we have also this dump, then we will have a faster recovery most likely for Ethereum, because we do see also positive influences next week. As you might recall, also in the past, it was also the case when the market resembled more the astrology of Ethereum. So let's see, because a sort of split, a kind of split really happens in crypto right now, Solana versus Ethereum versus BTC. So I think some big restructuring is on its way, taking into account also the eclipses. Now I would like to go into altcoins a bit. It is pretty difficult to say anything about altcoins, so we switch away from a recommendation high-level system, basically, and for gold and platinum, we go into details of the astrology, so you have there the custom ones for March, and yes, it is really the promise of a more bullish second part of March, where we have them also aligned. So I want to talk only about the situation right now, and you see the whole mess with with BTC, but here I have a lot of other altcoins, and yes, of course, it's a bloodbath, but some go up, like LTC is over 5%. So I think it's also this AVA. So AVAX, for example, AVAX, I think I saw also AVA AI yesterday. So some of them are really moving better. Hype, also Rune moved very nicely for the last 2 days, and it had also very good astrology, but a detailed one. So you see also Hype, Giga, of course, these are more risky. I don't know if you want to go into them, but they have momentum at the moment. It's not really stable, I would say. So, for example, Rune slows down now, and from the blue chips, because I want to talk about the blue chips, taking into account what happens with BTC, especially in the second part of the week, it is dangerous. I do not see much from the others, but I want also to raise attention, and maybe the ones in platinum tier, you have this in more detail. Doge seems to be desynchronized. So with BTC. So the second part of the week is positive, at least astrologically. So it could be that something happens there. I would not exclude that with some ETF story or whatever. It could be that it appears in the news and this is triggered. The others I don't see with any special astrology. So have a look at the TA for Doge, especially in the second part of the week. Now I would like to go into XAU. XAU, the gold and silver index, will continue its rise. You see the big long-term aspect on the 5th, which is exact on the day. It will be a volatile day, so we could see some dumps there. This is global astrology, but we do have also surrounding days that are quite positive, as you see on the 2nd. Yes, the week might start a bit rough, but afterwards we have this increase. I would say that it will be overall a good week from beginning to the end, to be honest, and we will have small volatility. The end of the week, interestingly enough, looks also red at the horoscope level. Also, these are daily aspects, so it's not something that is really outrageous, like in the case of Bitcoin. So it could be that something global happens that would trigger really a market reaction that would be indirectly influenced. This is possible also taking into account the next week and the negative aspect that is in the next week, basically at 1 week difference from the positive one that we see in the upcoming week. So overall, I think it will be a good week for XAU with some turbulence possible at the end of the week. We continue to see a very, let's say, unstable environment in the markets due to the low liquidity. The dollar is still strong. We do have these ETFs that do not think maybe that they can acquire too many clients, and people are really going into bonds and gold right now. This would be the main assets that people really go as a safe haven, so to speak. And this is what happens right now. I do think that we need to follow the macro events very closely and to see maybe these eclipses will bring some positive changes, hopefully for the second part of March, which looks pretty good. And it is also interesting to see how much BTC would manage to recover in this market turmoil, because we might have also some good news. So let's stay optimistic and pretty calm. Again, big swings are possible with BTC, especially the new ones. Don't be that surprised that you see, a drop of 6K in a day is normal. 11K we had. I see the normal, so to speak, between the low and the high around 3-4K at the moment. I track them each day, and it will be volatile, especially if we have important news, and we see that we do have the dumps still stronger, in my opinion. So we ask ourselves where we are are we really in a bull cycle? It's quite strange right now what happens. But in any case, I wish you to be inspired in this week and to have success with your trades. If you want to really be outside of the market in the second part of the week, that would be fully understandable, and to see what happens and use this as a buying opportunity once we go in the next week. Thank you.